so we can fund the development to move faster. We have so much vision and we have so many goals and great things ahead of us that we want to share with you. But we really need your support in organizing and growing the business. I also wanted to highlight the importance of, our NFTs. I know Joe comes here and he tells a lot of times how, these NFTs, which are such a unique opportunity to really take a seat at a tech startup, right? I think you guys, anybody that, read anything in technology and understands the industry of data technology and cloud compute and where it's going, understands the opportunity of, of turning this into a true unicorn and really like building a legacy, a financial legacy, right? Based on our DAO seats and our ability to take ownership in this company. So I just wanted to start with this perspective. For us all, we're all owners of this. If you own a company, right, and you are going to prioritize that, you are going to participate on that, you are going to collaborate towards the success of that company. And we're a community, right? It's not just us, the executive team. We have, right, hundreds and hundreds of people from all around the world. And, we're really eager to launch our app here coming soon. Not only our members app, which is going to be for the badge and the tracking of participation, but also our Connect app, which will bring us together in communication. But let's collaborate and build this company together so we can go where we need to go faster. So, what's coming ahead? I wanted to highlight some of the things that we have in the pipeline, that our vision that we need your support with, by selling these NFTs, by helping us promote them, by helping the audience understand the value, right? And it starts with our excitement. You all know that, right? When we are excited about something that's ours and we're telling it to the world, then people want to know more. And so that's also why we have the panel today, to talk and educate a little bit about the potential that we have in our hands, so you guys can understand a little bit better, and yet you can take this message along. But so some of the things that we are trying to accomplish here in this very near future that are very important for us, and they're going to mark great milestones for our growth of our company. One, redundancy, more locations. Obviously, we're very excited to have started our Atlanta location with our data center, which now gives us East Coast and West Coast. It opens doors for more enterprise cloud customers to come in, and it just positions us ahead. Every location will position us further. Utah is the next one after Atlanta. And it's something that Joe has been really wanting to accomplish. And one of the reasons being he's there, right? He is there. And now we have a lot of, our members there as well. And, the goal is to be able to show more, to give more. We're always listening, right? One of the things that I wanted to highlight as well, we're always listening to your guys' feedback, your guys' requests as we're doing this together. And we want to make it all happen. We want to give more tools. We want to make it, we want to give more tours. We want to have a showroom in Utah where, someone can come in and can meet with us and can see, a server without having to go through a high secured data center, which makes it harder. We want to do all these things. And obviously, at the same time, it requires a ton of development for us to be able to get to the next step, every step of the way. So when we come here and, and we want to give you guys, some of these updates, some of the things that are coming up. And it's all tied to sales, right? It's all tied to how fast we can build this, is how fast we can get there. You know, Joe is really just like, he doesn't hype, which I love about him, you know, because you know what, when he says something, it's like he only says it when it's ready, which is very unusual for the industry. And I love that because, you know, we can trust in that. At the same time, I want to give you a spark of some of the goals, because it's not just vision. It's not just what's going to happen tomorrow, right? These are goals. Everything that we're doing now, besides, you know, the day-to-day development, we have really big goals, but we need that support. So one of the things that I really wanted to highlight is that, because I think it's going to be huge, you know, by the time that we hit that goal, you know, of having a showroom in Salt Lake City, of being able for leaders to be able to bring prospects and new leaders in, and what that would accomplish, you know, being a pioneer in an industry that it's the first, right? We're the first DAO. We're also, you know, the only people trying to decentralize, you know, economic power of data technology. So we're going to encounter, we're learning as we go, and we are building as we go. But at the same time, the next steps are there. The vision is there. We just need support to get there faster. And that's what we're going to focus on today. So before I bring my guest here, I just wanted to finish with this, and then I'll come back after we have our quick panel there to go over some things. Token power. So one of the biggest things about, you know, how we're doing this DAO, and the fact that we are, you know, having seats represented by NFTs. We are Web 2.5 company, we like to say, and really we're using, you know, the power of blockchain for decentralization, for transparency, and putting together with, you know, the power of data and technology and hardware and cloud and all the Web 2 things, and bridging that through our DAO, through our NFTs, and through our token. So this token, obviously, as you guys understand, well, first of all, and I know my guest is going to talk much further and much better than me on this, but one of the things that I'm really excited about, and I think a lot of you in this call that participate, you know, in Web3 and blockchain related projects, is we're in a really good time. We are historically in a great time in our history, where, you know, this innovation that has been, you know, being built through communities is finally going to have a huge breakthrough, it appears, right? And what that is that going to do for, you know, the blockchain projects and for tokenomics, it's going to be a huge boost. So timing wise, you know, besides the fact, and I love to say how data technology alone is historically something that never happened before, where we have, you know, like we had the gold rush, but guess what? Gold is dependent on land. You need to own land to own gold. Data is man-made, right? Technology is man-made. So for the first time in history, we have, you know, one of the biggest valued industry in the whole planet, not dependent on natural resources, but dependent on human resources. And that's how the whole ecosystem is built, with a level of sustainability and independence that it was never even possible to think of it, right? And now we have that. We have the plans, we have the structure, we have the strategies, and all the pieces that are already tied together. The fact that, you know, our NFTs are already there, that you are, you have your DAO dashboard, that you see your rewards coming in, you're moving them to your wallet, and then the fact that, 2025 comes in with a whole new acceptance of these practices globally, and a lot of the obstacles that have been there will no longer be there. That's timing and positioning. And if you're not excited about these things, and you can't see the spark of potential that we have ahead of us, then I don't know what. But that's why I'm going to bring a guest to also help to explain and get you excited, because you should be excited. And you should be able to get people excited. And then again, a project that holds that tokenomics that is based on data technology, like something that you guys understand, obviously, because you're here, where data technology is going. And that's what backs up, right, everything that we're doing. And that backs up the token and backs up our DAO. It's crazy. It's just really crazy where the pace of it and where it's going to go economically, and the opportunity that we have to take a significant slice of it, and how significant that slice is goes back to how we're able to work together and build this together, like today. Right? Because the time is now. And just like we are realizing all these things, and the power of data, and obviously, the obstacles that are being removed from blockchain, it's everybody's racing towards that same direction. But we are ahead of time because we've been putting this together, and we've been working through this ecosystem for longer, and better. All right, so now I'm gonna bring Terry in to help me out. Terry, are you here? Can you? All right. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great, Liv. Thanks for having me.
All right. Can you say something? I think my computer was.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you giving your time. And I look forward to, having you as a part of the marketing committee as well. I'm looking forward to working together with you. And I really appreciate all you do. And I have a feeling I just wanted to highlight this, right? Like, you being here and you giving your time and you volunteering to be a part of the committee, and you always being at the forefront, you helping us, bringing customers for our cloud, and just always being so dedicated in the forefront of building this. And I know how knowledgeable you are, with everything that we have and our opportunity, and just blockchain and the opportunity that presents. The way I see it, like you give so much because you see the opportunity better than most. And I really wanted to give you the voice and then highlight, like, how come, like, what do you see ahead of us that gets you so excited that, that you dedicate so much of yourself to building this together?
Well, for me, it's like my investment thesis has always been focusing on mega trends. And if you can't see cloud, I mean, it's one thing to have sight, but it's more important to have vision. And I just see how this could easily turn into a multi-billion-dollar organization. And I don't know. Sometimes I'm surprised how few people see that. So I think the convergence of two mega trends. We have Bitcoin about to hit 100K, and we've had crypto, which has got twice the adoption rate of cell phones or the internet. And most people still are asleep at the wheel at what's going on there. But the next step for blockchain is also real world assets backed by real business models, not vaporware. And I love that Joe and the team are building a real business model, not just a business model, but data is pretty much one of the biggest things in the world. It's one of the fastest growing, one of the largest businesses. And it takes a lot of vision to try and compete with the Apples and the Azures and the Microsofts and Amazons of the world. but I really think that we can do it. We don't need to put them out of business. We just need to own a little niche of it. And it's incredible to be an owner. I mean, like I pinch myself sometimes when I picture myself in social conversations and people say, what do you do? It's just like, oh, I'm a cloud owner. I may just be a little slice, but the fact that we get to, like, you used to have to be an accredited investor. You used to have to put huge amounts of money to get started. I mean, the big guys, I don't think they're building any data centers with less than $1 billion to start with. But it's incredible that we can compete and we can organize and we can assemble as a community and still own our slice of that incredibly huge market and be in an ownership position. And I love that Joe is allowing us to literally be owners and have a say and contribute in meaningful ways. And I think that the token is going to do really well. So we get this convergence of blockchain and cloud coming together. And I just think it's an incredible opportunity. I honestly pinch myself sometimes thinking, wow, we're involved with this and we get to be owners. It's just so cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, and then one of the things that I wanted to touch today, because we were talking about goals, and right, and I was talking a little bit about the expansion goals for the hardware and for the data centers, but I also wanted to mention some of our goals for the token, right? So it is our goal to list the token in January, and I wanted you to talk a little bit about the potential of the NFTs and the token rewards and the timing of that. Obviously right now we have to build liquidity. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to, to call for the community to, let's, get those NFTs sold so we can build that liquidity, so we can list that token with a good amount of liquidity. And what does that do for the belief and for the community and for the sales and for the potential? How do you see those things tied together?
Well, I love it because in the beginning, when NFTs came out, it was about pixelated monkeys, and now NFTs can have a real use case. The idea that it's a stake in ownership, it's like digital real estate. And, I kind of see the servers in a lot of the same light. Like I see it as like a digital landlord play, right? And that's how I explain it to people. I'm like, you get to be a digital landlord and own some real estate. And the NFTs and the servers, kind of dovetailed in that way. And so, the original problem with tokens and crypto is that, you're listing the NFT, you're listing tokens, and you're hoping that someday they have value. But, the secret sauce has always been like, where does the value, where does the liquidity come from? In this case, it comes from a real world business model. And the idea that we have tokens that we can use within an ecosystem that has value is incredible. You can book trips, you can do things with your token. You can also cash them out and turn them into dollars if that's what you prefer. But the idea that we can build this large business model around having digital tenants, and that digital tenancy is going to create a portion of the funds that then comes and supports the token value. And there's a never-ending consistent flow of money and cash coming into the tokens, meaning that if anyone ever wants to sell, there always needs to be a willing buyer. And it's a real challenge in crypto. There's so much noise, there's so many projects for people to get attention and to create a list of hungry buyers, if you will. But in this case, when you have a real business, you don't require that. You just have to build the underlying business, and then there'll always be a willing buyer. And that buyer in this case, at least in the early days, is going to be the revenues that have been dedicated from the cloud to go into creating token value. And I think a lot of people are really not understanding that, but I don't want to get too far with rambling. I want you to guide the conversation.
No, I love it. No, and please don't stop yourself. Like I really need your education, and that's one of the parts that I really would love to have in the community and in the committee, and I really want to utilize you for. And one of the things that we are really working really hard actually to launch here in the beginning of next year is the whole educational piece, which you're going to be talking to me about, since we really need you. So just let's help people's perspective, because I love how you're saying, like, like how you're in a social environment, and you're talking about being a cloud entrepreneur and all that, and like how that stands out, right? Like can you give people help a little bit, our community in terms of like, what are some of the perspectives that really you feel like work really well right now for people, both for the NFTs and for the servers? Some of the perspectives that people can start conversations, continue conversations, and get people excited to learn more.
I tell people all the time, like, we need cash flowing assets like in our world. We live in a high inflationary time. Travis talks about this all the time and does a great job of it, by the way. But I don't think it dawns on people like bell peppers when you go to the grocery store, they cost a lot of money and you're always going to have residual bills. So you need residual income, but it's not easy to build. If you were to go and put $500,000 in an apartment complex, by the time you pay the financing costs and the property managers and all that stuff, you might be lucky to keep a few bucks for yourself, but that's a lot of cash outlay to get some cash flow. So you can be a physical landlord, you can be a digital landlord, but a digital landlord pays so much better, is what I tell people all the time. And you get to you don't have to do it all by yourself. There's a community of people, but you can also become an owner. And by the way, it'd be great if more people would act like owners. That would be great because we all contribute to the success of the future cloud. And as we build it out, being an owner with the NFTs is incredible. And it's just another great source of value. And I try and explain to people, like, as an NFT holder, you're also going to be entitled to dividends. Like, dividend distributions are hard to come by if you're investing in any stock market company. Like, there's not that many that generate dividends. So you have the servers that do it, you have the cash flow, then you also have the tokens, and you have a voice, a real voice, one that can't be silenced. If you're a DAO member and you have an app and you have voting rights and important decisions get put up for votes and you get to vote and you have a voice in it, I think that's just really incredible and powerful. There's a lot of organizations that pay lip service to listening to their customers and to listening to other stakeholders and letting them have a voice. But if you have a physical voting app and a blockchain is a truth machine, there is no one that can circumvent your voice. And so the ability to be an NFT holder, be an owner, get dividends, have token rewards, participate in one of the largest industries in the world, one of the fastest growing industries in the world, to me, it's just such a genuine opportunity. Like, I don't know about you guys, but Jeff Bezos never called me when he was starting up the cloud. He didn't call me and let me have my slice of it. And there's only a few cloud people that dominate the entire industry. And so you've got a unique opportunity to be a real owner. And so, to me, I just see the long-term vision, and I'm very happy and excited to bring. I think we offer something unique to even the digital customers of the cloud. So I love to bring people and say, hey, like, why are you buying Jeff Bezos's lunch with your data? Why wouldn't you go put it in another place that's more private, that cares about people, that's owned by the little guy, so to speak? I mean, I know that's an overused metaphor, but it works, right? It is small individuals. It's no different than when we were talking to the blockchain customers of the cloud. I just say, hey, listen, you can go make Bezos richer, or you can support hundreds of owners, hundreds of individual owners that come together as a collective. And to me, it's just so much more valuable. So being an owner, and I know some people maybe feel like the crypto space is over their head, but for those who haven't figured this out yet, every single asset on the planet is getting tokenized, like all of it. Why not this? Why not you? Why not now? If you know it's going that way, do you want to be in the spectator class or do you want to be in the ownership class? You have a choice, and it's rare to be an owner, but here we get a chance to, and I just love that. So I apologize. I don't want to rant.
No, I love it. You're just getting me excited. I'm just getting more excited here. I love the way you put the perspectives together. No, I really, really love it. And I love too, because it's not just excitement. I know your experience, and I know how much you know about this stuff, and how long you've been involved in this industry and in the blockchain space as well, right? So just talking about that space, what do you think, like, with everything that's happening in the world right now, how do you think that's going to change coming 2025?
Well, it's exciting to see Bitcoin at 100K, and it's a great psychological milestone. But the truth is like, we're only getting started. The entire crypto industry as a collective is still, I think, only around 3 trillion market cap. But if you listen to a lot of the experts, they're talking about quadrillions. And if that's too big of a number for you, that's fine. But we're still talking about lots and lots of trillions, lots and lots of money, meaning that, in my opinion, and we don't need to get into it, but the old system is dying. So that transference of value is going to go somewhere, and it's going into cryptocurrencies. It's going into blockchain. That is where the world is going. If you go and listen to any of the hedge fund managers, go listen to BlackRock, go listen to anyone at the large financial centers of the world when they speak about it, they are placing all of their bets on cloud. They are placing all of their bets on blockchain. Like that, all the bets are going to those two places. And we get to be here where the two converge and synergize, and we can still be owners in both, on both sides of it. I mean, the idea that you can plug a box into the wall, I know I'm oversimplifying the server, but for a lot of people who just don't understand tech speak, you plug a box into the wall and we rent it out to tenants and it generates cash flow for you. That's incredible. Oh, and by the way, you can own a piece of the cloud and have an NFT and also get dividend rewards. You can get payout distributions from the entire cloud collective. I mean, the whole world is going to where we are. You couldn't possibly be in a better space. Like I asked my friend the other day, well, my father was also like, the tech's a bit out there for him, right? But he likes it. And I just said, well, show me another industry that's growing faster. Show me where the smart money is going if it's not here. Like where else? What other industry is it going? Is it going to General Motors? Like, no, that's not where the money is moving, right? Like I've been saying this for a long time, and maybe it's an important message for people. And maybe I apologize if you've all heard me say this, but I always say, like, if you look at all the mega trends that have come during our lifetimes, there's so many of them that had you just got in front of it, you almost couldn't have done anything wrong. You just had to get in front of almost any of these mega trends, any of these large companies. I still remember vehemently arguing in the year 2000, like shaking people, like, how do you not see what Amazon is going to do? How do you not see it? And, had you just got a small amount of money and participated and really took ownership of the idea that there was an opportunity for you there to participate in it. And the same could be said about Netflix and about Bitcoin in the early days, about Ethereum in the early days, about, Netflix and Amazon and Apple when they were a penny stock. Your participation, you putting some time, money, energy, resources into being involved, and whatever that looks like for you, would have been absolutely life altering. And I think that we are right here, right now, in exactly that position. I know people get frustrated by the delays. They suck. We all hate them, right? But we are making a lot of progress. Like 2024, I think, was the year of infrastructure. But once all the important software and hardware and fundamentals are in place, like the DAO's in place, the DAO's approved, the apps are coming out, the software is coming out, everything's converging, and it's all just completing, ironically, right at the end of the year. And then in January, I think we just have this huge growth trajectory and this major inflection point. I just wish people would have a vision. Like, there are plenty of companies out there that are so small that you've never even heard of them that would consume the entire resources of our entire cloud right now. I really believe at this point in time that we are going to have more of a building the infrastructure problem, more hardware shortages than we are going to have customer shortages. And so I always try to encourage people this is like, have the mentality that you want to scale with the cloud. Don't have a mentality of you bought a server once and now you're just going to sit back, twiddle your thumbs, throw things at the screen and wait for, for all the tech and all the hard and heavy lifting that Joe's doing to pay off for you. Why think like that? If you know that we're going to have massive needs in the future, why not have the mindset of scaling with it? What if we someday go public? What if a portion of the company goes public? What if a large buyer comes in someday and you own, say, 100 DAO seats and the company's valuation is in the billions with a B instead of millions? Have you thought about what that looks like if you're an owner and you own some reasonably substantial portion of the DAO seats, what that would look like? What happens when we have a new customer says, hey, we need this specialized GPU unit in the cloud for this new customer, and you step in and say, I'm going to scale with it, I'm going to meet those needs, and I'm going to put that server in as well. I'm going to participate in meeting the needs for those customers. And you continue to scale instead of having just one server or one DAO seat. Eventually you have multiple DAO seats and multiple servers. And maybe that's out of reach for you today, but as it scales then you can compound your way into growing with it. You could change your family's future forever. And why squander that opportunity? It's just how I see it.
Mhm, I love it. I love it because you really put together the entrepreneurial mindset with the pioneer mindset, because it takes both. Like like you're saying, it takes understanding the vision and the opportunity, right? Because it doesn't matter if the opportunity is right here and you can't see it. And when you truly understand, and like you said, like it's not just you saying it. You can go and look where the trends are going. You can look and see where the numbers are, where the growth is, where the whole economy of the whole world is heading, and you can use that as a guide to to your own belief of like, yeah, where do you want to be, as the world. Exactly, like, do you want to just keep being the consumer forever, right? And which is not gonna help you much, build that legacy for your family. So I love that. Thank you so much, because I couldn't have put in words the way you did, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, any final thoughts that you think people need to have, and then we'll just move on to finishing this call.
Yeah, listen, when the world's largest real estate holder is divesting from physical real estate and migrating all their resources into being digital landlords, that's called a clue. When BlackRock says they're going to spend $1 trillion in cloud infrastructure in between now and 2030, it's because they know something you may not see yet. They know that that's where the world is going. They know how profitable it is. They know how incredibly huge it is. They see the exponential growth in the data needs of the world. They can see that. Like, your job is to get in front of the smart money. It doesn't matter if you just have your tiny little sliver. Go get your shekels or your pennies, however you want to see it, and get them in front of the smart money. You want to get ahead of that big wave of money that's coming crashing in, and move to an ownership mentality where you want to be a part of this and help grow it. It's yes, it takes just as much energy to contribute to the growth of the cloud as it does to sit back and complain and throw things at your computer screen. So why not put your energy into helping be a part of the solution? Like, you have local businesses that absolutely have data needs, and so if your server is not filling up quite as fast as you'd like, why don't you go talk to your local architects and engineers and go put them directly on your server as tenants, and problem solved, right? You could be a part of the solution. And that's, get in front of the smart money, be a part of the solution, have an ownership mentality, and scale with the opportunity that's here in front of you is my advice.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything that you do. And I'm looking forward to working closer together with you, here for the end of this year and the next year. Thank you so much, Terry.
Perfect.
Thank you. And so I'm just going to close here, guys, real quick. As Terry said, we're close. Like, some of the things that he's saying, even here, like the onboarding process of cloud customers to your own cloud, that's in development. Everything is, we did have a long road of development, of building the infrastructure, like Terry mentioned, and we are close. Now, how fast we get there, it depends on all of us. It really does depend on all of us. It's a unique opportunity. The NFTs, just so you guys know, right? Both ambassador NFTs and founder NFTs, take advantage of it. I'll help your communities take advantage of it, as it's available. It helps you because it helps the business. Just it helps you not only as a sales representative, but it helps the business get where we need faster. It helps with development, guys, which we need a lot of. Right now, we have so many key features that are like on the verge of going live. We have our members app, which has already been approved by Apple. Is actually going live in Apple Store here next week, and then soon to follow in the Google Store, in the Google App Store. We have our CloudX dashboard, which I really wanted to show a sneak peek, but I know Joe wants to give you a full demo here very soon. I'm thinking that probably next Saturday even, just by following the advancements with everything, which is not only gorgeous, and I love gorgeous, but it's just brilliant. And all the information there that everybody's going to have access to of the cloud and all the things. And then the onboarding client interface, the DevOps, and the different things that will allow the cloud owner to onboard directly into their cloud is also in the works, is also moving super fast, and it's looking really great. Joe has put together just incredible technology teams we have in right now, in all the fronts, working together under his direction, and it's all coming together beautifully and efficiently. And we are going to be sharing more and more with you guys in the next few weeks. Take advantage of this end of the year, guys. Take advantage of the promo that is ending on Monday. Just go out there, let people know this is a short window. We're not going to be having a promo like this again for a while, if ever again. But just help people take advantage. It's just like what he was saying, right? There's opportunities. We only see the opportunities for what they were after they passed, right? So let's not us be those ones, but if you're here, you're not. But let's also help, people around us to see what we have and bring them in so we can build this together. One more thing I wanted to say before we close. Follow us on X. We're launching our X channel here on Monday. So go and follow us there. X is going to be a platform that we're going to be using a lot here because of reaching the demographics in the blockchain space. There's a lot of noise in there, good noise in there that we're going to be taking advantage of. And we're going to start doing lives there. We're going to start educating, and we're going to start building that demographic within that platform. So follow us so you don't miss on anything. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, and then Joe will be here next Saturday. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of great, exciting things to share and demo for you guys. Thank you so much for your time, and let's go build this together. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys soon.